Thank everybody for coming. I'm Andrew Owen. I'm happy to be here to celebrate the first of what we hope are many groundbreakings along the Oak Street corridor in the coming years. For those of you who don't know me, I recognize a lot of people in the crowd, but for those who don't know me, I first and foremost am a resident of Old Louisville. But I've also been a member of the Oak Street Task Force since its inception in 2011, and have been the chair of the task force since about May of last year. First, I want to thank Councilman David James. Very early on in his tenure, he identified the Oak Street corridor as being a place that he wanted to make a real change, and he's really put a lot of time and energy into helping make this happen, and I applaud his efforts on that. I also want to thank Mayor Fisher. During a time of budget austerity, we can look at our national discussion as kind of a context for that. He had the courage to put urban infrastructure and urban development into the budget, along with Councilman James, and I think that took real courage, and it's something that should not be taken for granted. So I applaud him on that as well. I also want to acknowledge that Don Keeling, my predecessor as the chair of the Oak Street Task Force, carried a lot of water on this project before he handed over the reins to me. So I wanted to acknowledge his work on that, and Don's here. After having spent the last 7 or so years living in Old Louisville, I can attest that the neighbors of Old Louisville are the most active and engaged neighbors in the entire city. We don't always agree on everything, but nobody could ever accuse us of not having an opinion and not being willing to step up and try to help shape the future of not only our neighborhood but the entire city. One of the things I think we can agree on is that we don't have enough commercial resources, retail, restaurant in our neighborhood, and I think the consensus for a long time has been that the Oak Street corridor is the place that redevelopment and that energy should continue. But as you all know, there have been many starts and stops, and we've never been able to gain momentum to make this happen. This groundbreaking of this streetscape program, I think, is the first tangible evidence that things are going to change and that things are going to be coming to the Oak Street corridor, and I think that's very exciting. When we started down this road, Councilman James kind of challenged us and said, I don't want another social science study, an urban planning study, to sit on a shelf somewhere and gather dust. And so he said, I want you to bring groundbreaking ceremonies and ribbon cuttings. And that's what we've been trying to do. This is the first one of what we hope are many. As many of you know, we're working with Bill Whalen and Barry Alberts of City Visions, and we are investigating other development opportunities and possibilities along the Oak Street corridor, and we expect to have some major announcements in the very near future, so that's very exciting. What I do know is that with Mayor Fisher and Councilman James, we have the right leadership in place to make this happen, and again, I look forward to being back here real soon for another groundbreaking ceremony. Thank you very much.